Housing is really critical because what happens is when they're outside, it's really difficult to stabilize your health. And so as you're getting traumatized over and over again from living outside, so it's very traumatizing being homeless, you know. Everything ends up, whether it's a physical health condition or a mental health condition, it just gets worse. It just can't be overemphasized how important it is to have a home. I'm Jennifer Friedenbach. I'm the director of the Coalition on Homelessness. We organize homeless people to create permanent solutions to homelessness, and at the same time we protect the civil and human rights of those who are forced to remain on the streets. Well, we're basically trying to pull homeless people together so that they can have self-determination and create solutions for themselves, and we do that through community organizing. And so we're not a direct service provider. A lot of times people think, when they think of poverty issues, they think of charity. And they think of, you address poverty by giving away food and people standing in line to eat, and we're actually trying to work so that there's fewer people waiting in line. I mean, we're pretty much all the way homeless run, and get involved in work groups and take part in joining together with other homeless people to create solutions.
Well, that's called autonomy. You got to be autonomous. Be able to stand on your own 2 feet and dare the world to knock you down. That's the problem, being on to get affordable housing. I was put on a housing wait list, and I have to wait for a place to open up. It may be a year, it may be 3 years. I'm still waiting, yeah. I do this and I get money for a motel room, you know? And I pay 45 bucks a night for a motel room.
We are, that would be stretching it to say that we're not a charitable institution. But like I say, Coalition on Homelessness San Francisco, we're not here to help. It's not that we're against helping, it's not that we don't help. We do. But helping people is not what we're about. It's not what we're here for. We're here to try to change the situation so people don't need so much help. Again, we're advocates, not service providers. I don't like the term homeless. It carries a stigma. I've never been like on the curb, okay? But yeah, I am in the street. I'm outdoors for sure. I'm lucky, I've got a good spot.
The people here in San Francisco, you know, they're chill. I've gotten some decent money kicked down, so I haven't gone hungry, so that's good, you know. Oh, cities are so easy to take care of yourself in. Everywhere you go, there's always somebody willing to kick down, you know, leftover meal or some shit like that, or a cigarette.
There of course people are going to say, who are totally ass out that are on the streets, they're going to say, oh, I'm choosing to be like this, because you have to. You can't, you know, it's a coping mechanism. Who's going to admit that they have no choice but to be living outside in these horrendous conditions? They're not going to. That doesn't mean that there's a hopelessness to the situation. It's just you have to kind of really challenge that idea that people are choosing these really horrible situations. And I think mentally people do that because that feels better than realizing that people don't have a choice.
I mean, the street ain't nothing nice. It ain't all that bad. You know why jail is such a frightening, violent, scary place? Because the people who are there make it that way.
I try and avoid trouble like we played, you know?
We're just chilling out in the sun today, and on their spot where they're selling some weed, and they got all pissed off that we were selling weed, which we weren't. And they're like, get off before we rob your ass, stab you, and all that shit. So, you know, it's just something like, you know, still competition between the different tribes of the streets. But I don't plan the future. You know, I live day to day, moment to moment, you know. I don't know if I'll be alive tomorrow. I don't think about the future.
That person's lazy, that person's crazy, that person's drunk, that person's strung out. That's why they're all homeless. Okay, and then there's the school of thought of systemic deficiency. You know, we have corporations getting tax breaks for outsourcing living wage jobs overseas. We have a real estate market that's governed by greed. All the poor people have been left ass out. It wasn't crack, it wasn't Reagan closing down the asylums. It was the politicians looting the HUD budget. I mean, I've seen families of 4 bunking down under bus stop benches. You can't tell me those little kids were addicts. You know, and that's why they're homeless.
We don't have a commitment in the United States to ensuring that people who are poor have a place to live, because we have attitudes about, presumptions about them in terms of that they have problems, that they're choosing to be out there, that, you know, they created their own problems and all this kind of stuff. So that kind of belief is superimposed on the political system, and therefore there's not a commitment to creating solutions to homelessness. So, but yes, it can be done, and, you know, we got a long way to go in the struggle, and it's going to take a lot of struggle to get there, but absolutely we can end homelessness.
We steal from the rich and we give to the needy. We keep a percentage, but we're not too greedy. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.